Good evening and welcome to the 91st Clayfield College Speech Night. Please stand for the beginning of the celebration and remain standing until after the national anthem.
As we gather here today, I'd like to acknowledge with thanksgiving the traditional custodians of the land upon which we stand. Firstly, the Turrbal people from the north side of the river, and secondly, the Jagera people from the south side of the river. I'd also like to pay respects to the elders of the Indigenous people, past, present and emerging, for they hold the memories, the traditions, the culture and the hopes of Indigenous Australia.
Please be seated. Let us come to God in an attitude of prayer. Let us pray. Gracious God, we come before you tonight with hearts of gratitude for your faithfulness and grace. You are the source of all that is good, and we praise you for all that you have given to us. Thank you for this celebration, where we can showcase the achievements and talents of our students. Thank you for all those who generously support the college with their time, effort and resources. We ask your blessing upon our students and upon all who nurture and enrich their lives. Bless all the families of our college. Help parents and caregivers to provide homes filled with kindness and hope. We pray for our staff whose passion and commitment make our college one of excellence in education and care. Enable them to draw upon your wisdom as they shape young minds to respond to the questions and concerns of the future. Almighty God, may tonight bring us joy and inspire us to live lives which are built upon justice, compassion and hope, following in the way of Jesus, in whose name we pray. Amen.
I begin this evening by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather, the Turrbal people from the north side of the river and the Yagara people on the south side of the river. I acknowledge that these lands have always been places of celebration and community, and I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. I extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders who are here tonight. Good evening, Clayfield College community. My name is Catherine O'Sullivan and I'm delighted to have recently joined the school community as the Chair of Clayfield College Council. It is a great privilege to welcome you here tonight to the Clayfield College Speech Night, where we gather to celebrate the outstanding achievements, leadership and community spirit of our students. In particular, I would like to extend a warm welcome to the many people who have joined us this evening. Mr. Peter Barker, Chair of the PMSA Board, Mr. Shane Coppin, CEO of the PMSA, Reverend John Gilmore from the Presbyterian Church of Clayfield, Mr. Gunton from the Uniting Church, Dr. Tanya Jardine, Chair of the Clayfield College Old Collegians Association, Mr. Nick Vincent, Chair of the Clayfield College Foundation and the Clayfield College Foundation Directors, Mr. John Robbins, Chair of the Clayfield College Parents and Friends Association, P&F Executive Committee, members of the P&F Support Group and members of the P&F. Mrs. Caroline Hoff, AM, former Clayfield College Principal and Patroness of the Clayfield College Old Collegians Association, Miss Sandra McCullough, my predecessor as Chair of the College Council, significant college donors and prize donors, guest speaker, Miss Danielle Cohen, who graduated in 1999. She is now Chief of Staff for the Deputy Premier and Minister for State Development, Infrastructure, Local Government and Planning. Welcome, Danielle. My fellow members of the College Council, Miss Gemma Alka, Mr. Craig Clulo and Miss Charlene Burnt. Our College Principal, Dr. Andrew Cousins, Deputy Principal, Mrs. Audrey Fellows and members of the senior leadership team, Clayfield College staff, and of course our wonderful students, families and friends of the whole school. Welcome. That's quite a mouthful, isn't it? Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God and your playing small doesn't serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. This is one of my favourite quotes from the great leader Nelson Mandela, and I think it's fitting that we open tonight with it. Speech nights are about celebration, recognition and gratitude, and tonight we shine the light on our students to recognise and give thanks to them, for they have embraced their brilliance, their talents and their gifts from God. Throughout tonight's celebration, we'll welcome our Year 6 students as they make the pilgrimage into the senior school, bid farewell to the outstanding class of 2021, and we'll witness the wonderful talents of our music students. In my 6 months since joining Clayfield College community, I've been delighted by the many shining lights I have encountered. The school values of inclusive community and progressive educational environment are evident from the classroom, to the sports field, to the concert hall, to the staff room. It is these values and the potential to contribute to the school community that has captured my heart. I congratulate all of our students and our staff for this year. You have stood with grace, love, enthusiasm in the face of another year of adversity. You've shown resilience, tenacity, commitment and community spirit, and for that I thank your collective contributions. Speech night is of course a joyous occasion where we celebrate student achievement, community connection and our deep gratitude for the contributions that have been made by so many throughout the school year. This year, Clayfield College has made the courageous and innovative decision to become fully co-educational and introduce a parallel learning structure from 2023. This decision deeply considered Clayfield's 90 years of history, community connections and our educational culture of which we are so proud of. Clayfield has something unique to offer the Brisbane and the Queensland independent school market: to learn, to belong and to experience. It is our uniqueness and our sense of community that provide us with this next opportunity for an evolution. This new vision positions Clayfield College to shine our light bright for another 90 years and beyond. In giving thanks tonight, I'd like to acknowledge and thank my predecessor, Council Chair, Mrs. Sandra McCullough, and members of the School Council, Professor Sally Clift, Mr. Michael Ryle, Ms. Sharon McAvoy, Dr. Vicky Waters, and Mr. Greg Eddy, together with the PMSA for their hard work, creativity, and contribution to designing Clayfield's future. And with all entrepreneurial strategies, there are many people involved. To Dr. Andrew Cousins, the Principal, to the Director of Corporate Services, Mr. Dan Drew, and to the College Senior Leadership Team. Thank you for your tireless service to the school and the significant undertaking you have led to develop this new strategic master plan. As we know, it takes a village to raise a child, and the members of that village are vitally important to a school community. Thank you to the parents, caregivers, family and community members of Clayfield who continue to put your faith in us and who contribute so meaningfully to the school so that your child's light can shine. We greatly appreciate your support, passion and contributions. Clayfield has grown through many innovations and changes in its 90 years of history, from humble beginnings as a campus for Brisbane Boys College at the turn of last century, to now being one of Queensland's revered inner-city independent day and boarding schools, from chalkboards of yesterday to interactive whiteboards and Wi-Fi of today. Clayfield College has an impressive history of celebrating growth and embracing change. It is this DNA of kindness, dedication to service, agility, supporting opportunities for individual excellence, and a deep community spirit that is our beacon, our shining light. I believe passionately in the transformative power of education on the lives of young people, and it's such a special opportunity to be part of a community that is facilitating this world-class education for our students. Tonight marks a very important milestone for all of us, but in particular, of course, the class of 2021. May you reflect on all you have achieved and contributed during your 13 years of schooling. As you prepare to embark on the next stage in life's journey, know that Clayfield College will always be open to you. We look forward to hearing your stories of adventure. To the Year 6 students moving to senior school, this is a wonderful maturing of your educational journey. May you embrace all that the senior school has to offer you. And for those students who are receiving an award tonight, congratulations. It is an honour and a privilege to recognise your hard work, dedication and achievements. And as we celebrate, I encourage each of you to give thanks and reflect. How might your light shine bright? Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us. And as a community, Clayfield is here to support you. Let your light shine. So once again, I extend my warmest welcome to you all. Please enjoy the evening ahead for Clayfield College Speech Night 2021. Thank you.
We have come so far. Every day here always feels so new. It's amazing what your love can do. I belong here with you. So come home, come home. So come home to me. So come home, come home. So come home to me. Home to me. We belong here. We belong together. Here's my heart, dear. You can keep forever. If you're wondering where your home should be, you belong here with me. So come home, come home.
grateful for, so many things to aspire towards, and so much success to share. Peter Barker, Shane Copen, Catherine O'Sullivan and members of the Clayfield College Council, Nick Vincent and Clayfield College Foundation directors, Dr Tanya Jardine and members of the Old Collegians Association, John Robbins and members of the PNF, invited and distinguished guests, colleagues, students, parents and members of the wider Clayfield College community. It is my honour and privilege to provide the 2021 Speech Night Principals Address. My message tonight has really been captured by the words of the song that I just shared, with which apologies to Michael Bublé has been a little bit playfullised. It reflects on the strength of our community, our vibrant history, the importance of being thankful for those who came before us, and for the opportunities and joy that this school brings students, staff, parents and old collegians alike. It is also important to celebrate our milestone birthday and the achievements of our community. It is so wonderful to have the opportunity to come together as a community to celebrate academic success, sporting triumphs, world-class music making, to reflect on how important it is to be of service and the passing light of student leadership. Tonight also provides a fantastic occasion to celebrate 90 years of memories and stories from our rich and vibrant history. I'm aware that for many of you, Speech Night provides the annual opportunity to reminisce about the time when you were a member of a Clayfield Music Ensemble, received a prize, or maybe you are the prize's namesake. And that tonight is much about enjoying the music and congratulating the award recipients as sharing a laugh with a friend from school and members of the extended Clayfield family. This ongoing connectivity and sense of belonging is such a special part of the Clayfield experience. And I think that it comes from our focus on each student being unique and valuable in God's sight, and our school having a central purpose of letting their light shine. I also think that individuals have the chance to show up as their best self and let their light shine when they feel supported and a sense of belonging. When our need to belong in a team is met, our energy and focus pour into the team's shared mission. We lock into our role and the tasks we're being asked to deliver. We are comfortable being vulnerable in our quest to be better. We feel secure enough to help others and to point out where we could be better as a team. We can be ourselves and feel respected and that we matter. We feel included, that our identity and that our team happily coexist. I love the quote by Patrick Lencioni which says, "Remember, teamwork begins with building trust. And the only way to do that is to overcome our need for invulnerability." It reminds us that real teams are formed when we have the courage to be open, honest and reflective. At Clayfield, it is a part of our precious and special culture with trust as its foundation to collectively strive together, to celebrate successes, learn from failure, to create a place to learn, belong and experience, and in doing so ensure that every student is known, valued and understood. We truly are a place where everyone knows your name. Our 90th year has provided a chance to consider what matters as we write together the next chapter in the story of Clayfield College. We have approached this chapter by adopting a posture of creativity, where we are focused on asking good questions, encouraging diversity and embracing inclusive innovation. By asking good questions, it affords the opportunity to imagine if, to ask why not, to seek new perspectives by considering what would I do, and to ultimately ask, what can we do? Just as we teach our students in the classroom, we know that as an organisation, that the world of Imagine has a unique capacity to broaden our thinking beyond linear and incremental problem solving. It has the power to embrace and captivate deep thinking, where we not only retain what we've been taught, but can relate these concepts to other things we encounter, using each new situation to add nuance and sophistication to our thinking, and in doing so, empower and cultivate a love of learning. It is this approach which has and will continue to guide and shape our strategic path into the future. Since the announcement on the 13th of September outlining our unique educational offering from 2023 and the future direction of the college, we've had 220 expressions of interest and an additional 106 new applications for the years ahead. These numbers represent an increase of approximately 360% when compared to this time last year. A wonderful and positive start as we craft together a bold and imaginative future for Clayfield. For me, however, it is the story behind these statistics which creates a picture about how this future embraces our past as we look towards the future. Some of this interest has come from old collegians thrilled that they can now enrol their sons for secondary schooling and thereby reconnect as a member of the Clayfield family. And for others, the change represents a new era of education for the whole family by enrolling all their children, excited by the fact that siblings can now be on one campus. The single drop-off is definitely appealing. While it has sometimes felt like 2021 has been all about being ready for an imminent lockdown or returning to remote learning, we've actually been pretty busy introducing a number of educational and organisational initiatives and improvements. These have included the implementation of individual student academic tracking so we can ensure learning is just in time rather than just in case, the introduction of continuous reporting at various year levels, the continued rollout of the International Baccalaureate Primary Use Program, and the embedding and evolution of the Care at Clayfield Wellbeing and Pastoral Care Framework. We've also completed our 5-year review as required by the Non-State Schools Accreditation Board, which provided the opportunity to intensify the rigour around the college's processes and procedures through the implementation of CompliSpace. We've also implemented the Educator Impact Program to support teacher growth and development in their classroom practice. In 2021, the college was recognised with 2 Excellence Awards as part of the Australian Education Awards, Secondary School Teacher of the Year Award Non-Government and Boarding School of the Year Award. These accolades recognise and celebrate the transformative work which is occurring in classrooms and in our boarding house every day. It has also been wonderful to hear the hum of heavy machinery and the crash of building rubble as the refresh and revitalisation of the campus commences. We have seen the demolition of several derelict buildings, the renovation of the science laboratories begin, the multi-purpose sports court upgraded, the installation of a welcome wall and the rejuvenation of the soft and hard landscaping commence. But more than these physical changes, it is the exciting chatter from students about imagining if or what about the possibilities that energise me the most. There is nothing more satisfying or heartening than sharing a Year 7 maths class where you were shown a range of possible plans and ideas of what could be built on the former white sand site. The energy of building activity on campus creates such a wonderful and varied opportunity to contextualise the learning. The real engine room, however, which fuels this learning and ensures that the light shines brightly in every student are our amazing staff. We're so incredibly blessed at Clayfield to have a team of dedicated, professional and thoughtful staff who support, extend, nurture and genuinely care about ensuring that every student is known, valued and understood. Can I please ask that the staff in the hall and in the wings either stand or come out onto stage, and can you please join with me in thanking them? Don't be shy, stand up please. I particularly acknowledge the members of the senior leadership team, Deputy Principal, Head of Primary Audrey Fellows, Director of Corporate Services Dan Drew, Head of Boarding Catherine Searle, Director of Teaching and Learning Lakshmi Mohan, Chaplain Reverend Paul Yarrow and Director of Information Learning Technologies Richard Harding. Thank you for your vision, commitment, support and friendship. I'll ask them to stand so we can acknowledge them as well. I would also like to thank and recognise the PMSA Board, the PMSA Group Office and members of the Clayfield College Council. I particularly welcome the Council Chair, Catherine O'Sullivan, to the Clayfield family and acknowledge her drive for educational innovation and engagement as she leads our council. I also take this opportunity to thank our previous Council Chair, Sandra McCullough. Sandra, thank you for your passion, vision and commitment. I know that the green, gold and blue is incredibly close to your heart. I have learned so much from you and I'm incredibly grateful for the support and guidance you have provided me and the wisdom you have shared. We have a small presentation here, please. Can you please acknowledge Sandra McCullough? Yellow Rose. Thank you to all the parents who have chosen Clayfield. It is such an honour to walk alongside you in the journey of learning. To the members of the P&F and the support groups, the Old Collegians Association and the Foundation Board, thank you for your patience, understanding and ongoing drive during 2021. Whilst 2021 has once again provided its challenges with respect to events and missed fundraising or social opportunity, your backing has always been steadfast and your willingness to reimagine and reschedule appreciated. Finally, but most importantly, thank you, Joe Futrell, for ensuring that the Principal's Office never misses a beat, and to my wife, Joanne, for her unwavering support of me and this school. So as we reflect on 2021 and look towards the future, I look forward to working with each of you to show the world that at Clayfield, we are stronger together, that we've got the fire, and as a team, we will show them what we can do.
It is with great pleasure that I announce the 2021 awards for students in Years 7 to 9, and I invite Mrs O'Sullivan to present the prizes. Please, I ask you to reserve your applause until the end of each year level. In Year 7, the McCulloch Prize for Academic Resilience, Isabel Pion. The Christian Education Prize, Sarah Grimmer. Academic Excellence Prizes are awarded to Hannah Green, Megan Groundwater, Mimi Maguire, Piper McLeod, Sachi Smith, Lucha Wiggins, Tara Wright, the Harris Family Junior Swimming Trophy and Academic Excellence Prize, Emma Costello, the Louise Sullivan Trophy for Gymnastics and Academic Excellence Prize, Lindsay Webb. Would you please join me in congratulating Prizes in Year 8. The Wagstaff Family Cup for under 15 singles, Caitlin Southwell. The McCulloch Prize for Academic Resilience, Emily Makara. Academic Excellence Prizes are awarded to Manidi Sherian, Sophia Corness, Hannah Dryden, Summer Griffiths, Megan Guthrie Quinn, Poppy Ho, Eleanor Myers, Federica Patelli, Aurora Safri, Tiana Tyler, the Lowest Southern Award for Literature and Academic Excellence Prize, Charlotte Lay, the Christian Education Prize and Academic Excellence Prize, Grace Webb. The Michael Forster Memorial Prize for Ethical and Honest Behaviour and School Spirit during her years at Clayfield College, Millicent Sutherland. Academic Excellence Prize and the Carolyn Hoff All-Rounder Prize, Mia Gear. Please join with me in congratulating these. Our Year 9 prizes. The Daphne Lolita Passion Prize for Middle Year Sport, Maddie Morris. The McCulloch Prize for Academic Resilience, Selena Tang. The Diane Perot Cup for High Jump and the Junior Athletics Cup, Danny Jones. The Marissa Fitton Memorial Prize for Conscientious Effort in Science, Kiki Bell. The Sally McPhee Cup for Junior Freestyle and Academic Excellence Prize, Hannah Costello. The Marissa Fitton Memorial Prize for Drama and Academic Excellence Prize, Elise Castle. In her absence. The Len Wilson Prize for Middle Years Visual Art and Academic Excellence Prize, Caitlin Pett. The Middle Years Music Prize and the Christian Education Prize and Academic Excellence Prize, Dimity Whitaker. The Reverend John and Dee Gilmore Prize, Bella Harris. The Reverend W.C. Radcliffe Memorial Encouragement Prize, Janie Saratha Beekle. Join me in congratulating these students.
Good evening, Dr. Cousins, Mrs. Fellows, invited guests, old collegians, staff, parents and students, and welcome to our 91st annual speech night. We are so pleased that we are here at QPAC once again. It is always comforting to return to some of those pre-pandemic traditions. When Claudia and I discussed our vision for 2021 around this time last year, we both agreed that we wanted connection to be at its centre. Connection is a real gift to humankind. The way in which it can start between only a few people and grow into a community such as ours is incredibly special. We believe it is also necessary to achieve anything, giving us the courage, compassion, and confidence to succeed. Without it, we are lost. And so our theme, Interlocked, was born. The aim was to improve on the connectedness of our community and in doing so encourage a more inclusive school culture. By giving students a strong, connected foundation, we felt this would allow them to find the confidence and courage to speak up and make meaningful change.
From the percentage cup in QG swimming, to the student opinions voiced during our year-level forums, to the money we raised for the Sangam, the impact of the connections you have made this year has certainly shone through. As part of our vision of connectedness, we as seniors have had an ongoing fundraiser for the Amar Seva Sangam in India, a school which, in a pre-COVID life, we were able to connect and work with on a biannual basis. So, as the unpredictability of COVID became increasingly apparent, it was pretty evident that it may be some time before we would be able to provide the same physical support for the Sangam. However, we were unwilling to let this connection be another casualty of the pandemic. Throughout our efforts to fundraise for the Sangam, we simultaneously strengthened the connection within our own community. We continued many of our excellent traditions, including whole school dance parties, but also began many new ones. We very much look forward to watching our legacy continue, particularly through Lockie, the school dog we presented to the college as our senior gift.
The ability of Clayfield students to connect strongly with those around them is one of the qualities that undoubtedly establishes our students as the change makers of the future. Although it may appear uncertain and daunting at times, the foundations established during an education at Clayfield prepare every student to overcome the evolving challenges our society faces. This year also saw the beginnings of some very exciting changes. The announcement that Clayfield would begin to transition to a co-educational school was met with much excitement amongst the student body. We have been truly inspired by the optimism and exuberance for change that has been displayed throughout the Clayfield community this year. It has also been exciting to watch some of these changes begin quite overtly, with the refurbishments of the campus increasing throughout the year.
We would like to give a big congratulations to all the award winners tonight. Your hard work and dedication has really paid off, and that is so wonderful to see. We would also like to give our best encouragements to those who may have been working towards a Speech Night award but did not quite get there. We would like to remind you of a quote by Maya Angelou. You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary to encounter the defeats so you can know who you are, what you can rise from, how you can still come out of it. We look forward to sharing the rest of this evening of celebration with you all. Please enjoy.
I'm very pleased to announce the 2021 awards for students in years 10 and 11, and I invite Mr. Copin, PMSA CEO, to present the prizes. Could I request that you reserve your applause until the end of each year level? Year 10, the Sally Ann Gudge Shield for Junior Cross Country, Layla Johnson. The Harris Family Senior Swimming Trophy, Laura Poon. The Margaret Thatcher Cup for Open Tennis Doubles, Charlotte Hasty. The McCullough Prize for Academic Resilience, Jessica O'Brien. The J.G. Rackley Memorial Cup for Open Butterfly, and the Barbara Petty Cup for Open Backstroke, Poppy Stephen. The Christian Education Prize, Harmony Parker. The Confucius Institute Prize for Chinese, Isabel Dexter. The Jane O'Sullivan Prize for Drama, Lydia Brumpton. The Chris Moody Brand Audits Visual Art Prize, Abigail Carr. An Academic Excellence Prize, Kate Beavis, in her absence. An Academic Excellence Prize, Jasmine Fraser. Academic Excellence Prize, Hannah MacDonald. The ACU Prize for Business and Enterprise and an Academic Excellence Prize, Georgina Hawkins McCarthy. The Longtan Award for Leadership and Teamwork, the Carol Berry Spanish Prize and an Academic Excellence Prize, Meg Olson. The M. Morrison and J. Whitehead Cup for Tennis Doubles, 15 and under. The Haddock Family Football Trophy, the ADF Future Innovators Award, and an Academic Excellence Prize, Chloe Wilkins. The Ida Kennedy Bursary for a student who is considered to have best exemplified our school motto in her significant contribution to life of the school, Charlize Clark Daglish. The M. Morrison and J. Whitehead Cup for Tennis Doubles, 15 and under, an Academic Excellence Prize, and the Ida Kennedy Bursary for a student who is considered to have best exemplified our school motto in her significant contribution to the life of the school, Kate Jardine. Please congratulate these students. Year 11. The Clayfield College Cricket Trophy, Abby Harris. The AMOR Cup for Individual Open Medley, the Trent Halliday Perpetual Trophy, and the June Lock Cup for Open Breaststroke, Tiana Kritzinger. The Barber Sisters Prize, Connie Crowder. The George C. Reed Memorial Bursary for a student of Scottish descent, awarded for character, leadership, sporting, and scholastic achievements, Ava Gilbert. The English as an Additional Language Prize, Erica Chan. The General Mathematics Prize, Olivia Peirce. The Badminton Trophy and the McInnes Wilson Legal Studies Prize, Cadence Thorne. The Bicentennial Incentive Prize for Visual Art, Zoe Lau. The Vocational Studies Prize, Sarah Wallace. The Clayfield College Winter Fixture Shield for Hockey and the Westpac Bank Prize for Ancient History, Georgia Watterson. The Colin Miller Trophy for Gymnastics and the John Ricketts Memorial Visual Art Prize, Layla Bacon. The QUT Prize for Accounting and the ACU Business School Prize for Business, Tara Coote. The Andrea Moore Cup, the Biology Prize, and the Physical Education Prize, Jacqueline Buchanan. The Sally Ann Gutt Shield for Senior Cross Country, the Christian Education Prize, and the Class Music Prize, Mia Felsman. The McCullough Prize for Academic Resilience, the Sue Boyce Prize for Drama, the Essential English Prize, and the Essential Mathematics Prize, Lily Vincent. Academic Excellence Prize, Vivian Au. Academic Excellence Prize, Isabella Robinson. The Digital Solutions Prize and an Academic Excellence Prize, Jessica Homer. The Malcolm McDougall Prize for Physics and an Academic Excellence Prize, Kaylin Barry. The Spanish Prize and an Academic Excellence Prize, Alexandra Petrenko. The Letitia Grigoriev Prize for Modern History, the Japanese Prize, and an Academic Excellence Prize, Jennifer Lolbach. The Whedon Cup for Senior Athletics, the Biology Prize, the Colin Mark Ashburn Prize for Geography, the Psychology Prize, and an Academic Excellence Prize, Ella Wilkins. The Jennifer Anderson Memorial Prize for Chemistry, the Fuji Xerox Prize for Mathematical Methods, the Specialist Mathematics Prize, and an Academic Excellence Prize, Naisha Kapoor. The Rotary Club of Hamilton Prize, the Confucius Institute Prize for Chinese, the English Prize, the Beryl Gridley Prize for Class Music, an Academic Excellence Prize, and the Kathy Bishop Prize for Academic Achievement, Alice Gardner. Please join me in congratulating.
my pleasure tonight to introduce our guest speaker. Danielle Cohen is the Chief of Staff to Queensland's Deputy Premier, Minister for State Development, Local Government, Infrastructure and Planning, and Minister assisting the Premier for Olympics Infrastructure. She has been Chief of Staff to the Health Minister, including during the first year of the COVID-19 pandemic, and to the Minister responsible for Environment, National Parks and the Great Barrier Reef. Before joining the state government in 2015, Danielle was a senior official at one of Queensland's largest trade unions. She studied a Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Laws at the University of Queensland and was in the Clayfield College class of 1999. Please welcome Danielle Cohen to the lectern.
Thank you for that welcome. I still have tingles from that last performance. I too would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we're gathered tonight and pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Dr. Cousins, Mrs. O'Sullivan and other distinguished guests, members of the faculty, families and of course students. It is really just an amazing honour to come here and speak to you all tonight. I was in the graduating class of 1999, which incidentally is the best year to have on the back of your senior's jersey. And that is me at our speech night in 1999 with that debating trophy. It still has my name on it, I checked. In those days, our speech night was held in the Physical Education Centre. It was brand new, and it did scrub up quite nicely, although not quite like this. Mrs. Hoff was our principal. It's lovely to see her again tonight. Girls, the one thing you could always count on Mrs. Hoff for was a hug. It seems a bit foreign in these days of kind of, awkward elbow bumps and social distancing, but if you saw Mrs. Hoff, you could be quite confident you would come away with a very warm hug. After graduating in 1999, I went straight on to the University of Queensland and I studied there full-time for 3 years. And I stopped studying full-time and moved part-time when an opportunity to work at the Queensland Public Sector Union, as it was then called, came along. Now, it took me 6 years to finish the remaining part of my degree part-time, but I worked at the union for 11, so I like to think that that balanced itself out in the end. And I was privileged to have a range of roles at the union over that period of time, but after near on a decade, I thought it was time for a change, and I went off and got my practicing certificate to be a lawyer. But then, in January 2015, a new and quite unexpected opportunity came along, and that was the election of the Palaszczuk Labor government in January 2015. And if you followed politics, you'll know it was unexpected. But at that time, my good friend and former colleague Stephen Miles was also elected, and he became the Minister for Environment, Heritage, National Parks, and the very first Minister for the Great Barrier Reef. And so I joined his office at that time as a senior policy advisor, and I've worked for him for the remaining years, both in environment, then in health, and now in state development, etc., etc. And next slide, please. When we think about careers in politics, people often think about the elected officials who live in the public life. But behind those elected officials is a bevy of people that we call staffers or advisors. They're the invisible infrastructure that sits in behind the minister. We prepare their briefs, we write speeches. It's been a long time since I've spoken in my own words and not written something for someone else. We work out importantly where the minister needs to be and when and who he needs to see when he gets there, and importantly, very importantly, when he needs to leave in order to get to the next engagement on time. If you think of the duck that sails across the pond, and that's your minister, the staffers like me are the people who are pedalling frantically below water, invisibly trying to make things sail smoothly. And I say invisibly because generally we are not in public view, and so you can imagine this photo when it went up on Facebook of me drinking a coffee during a COVID briefing is going to take really quite a long time for me to live down. Next slide, please. It's fair to say, working in politics in this space, it's not a typical office job. It's not 9 to 5. It's not an easy thing to learn how to be. It's not something you can go to university and study for. And so when I'm asked for advice about establishing a career in politics, the advice I typically give is this, that whether it's public life you aspire to or a role behind the scenes, it's not something you can master plan. There are so many variables in these things that will be outside your own control, that if you aspire to a particular cause, you could tie yourselves in knots trying to control all those variables. The important thing is to take the opportunities when they do come along. The opportunity for me to become a Chief of Staff came just after I'd returned to work from maternity leave with my second baby. That's her with the current and former Deputy Premier and Nemo. That's a long story for a different time. It wasn't necessarily a great time to take on a big promotion. It's the sort of thing you think to yourself, oh, maybe I'm not ready. I could do with another year experience maybe before I take this on. But you can't be sure when that opportunity, or if that opportunity in fact is ever going to come around again. And so at that time, with the support of my very supportive and encouraging husband, we decided to lean in and make it work. I suppose the point is, you could say the timing of my first job while I was still studying at university wasn't really great either. But what I've come to appreciate is this: there is no such thing as perfect timing. You will never feel 100% ready to take on a new challenge, and you can't control when the opportunities come along. But I say this to the girls in the auditorium tonight: if you don't take the opportunities when they come along, there will be a man who usually feels that he was born ready and can have kids at any time he likes, and he will take that opportunity if you don't. So there comes a time when you've got to take the things as they come, and as they say, lean in. It would be remiss of me not to reflect on being the Health Minister's Chief of Staff during a global pandemic. Next slide, please. As they say, talk about things that didn't happen in your last job. It was January 2020. It was before many people were really aware of this strange new virus that was beginning to emerge in China. The Chinese national women's football team landed in Brisbane. They were on their way to Sydney to play the Matildas for a place at the Tokyo Olympics. And they had travelled from the region in China, Hubei province, which was the locus of this outbreak. They landed in Brisbane and we did not know what to do with them. And that's how hotel quarantine started, because the Chief Health Officer then, Her Excellency Dr. Yan, she decided that they needed to stay put until their infectious period has passed. And so that football team stayed at the Westin for 2 weeks. And that became the very first hotel in the hotel quarantine program. Now, at the time, locking the Chinese women's football team in a hotel for 2 weeks seemed pretty radical, and it was certainly very nerve-wracking. But it didn't take long before Tom Hanks was diagnosed with COVID on the Gold Coast, and that really put everything into perspective, because when Tom Hanks gets sick, people pay attention. And that really marked a turning point. From that point on, the next 12 months, it was really a sustained onslaught. We waited with bated breath every morning for the text message with the day's cases to come through. It was about 7:15. And that was the starting point for a series of briefings and activities that cascaded through the day, every day. Whether it was Tuesday or Saturday, it didn't make any difference. There were briefings, there were press conferences every day, hundreds if not thousands of phone calls and emails and letters that came into our office. We had a whole team just to triage those things. But the kind of decisions that we were faced with during that period of time, the things that we could never have prepared for or ever really contemplated outside of those unique circumstances. And we talk now about the kind of disruption that we associate with the pandemic, not being able to have gatherings like this, needing to work or learn from home, being restricted to a certain period from where geographic area from where we live or where we work. We didn't know in the early stages of the pandemic that those things would work. We didn't know that Queenslanders would respond to them the way they did, and that really would be an effective way to keep the virus at bay for as long as it has. In the early piece, we were looking at modelling that projected up to 12,000 people in Queensland alone would die in the first wave of that pandemic, and the kinds of decisions that we need and things we need to plan for in that scenario are the sorts of things that we hope to never really have to consider again. But the way everyone responded meant that the virus took a very different trajectory, and we're here now able to gather again in large groups and on the cusp of almost complete normality, thanks to science and a couple of jabs, and we can all get more or less back to normal. Next slide, please. Now, COVID still looms large, and it will loom large for a long time, but there are some other things, some big, some small, that I was very privileged to have a hand in, and I can say I helped do something special. When Minister Miles was the Minister for Environment, we banned single-use plastic bags. We introduced the container recycling scheme that you now use to get 10 cents back on your cans and bottles. In the photo, it's on the right of the screen. It's 2016. I'm pregnant with my second child, but my other baby at the time is what we're holding in our hands, and that's a discussion paper on climate change that proposed for the first time that Queensland adopt a net zero 2050 emissions reduction target. 5 years ago, that was contentious, and now it's accepted as the bare minimum around the world. On the left is the team photo earlier this year when we passed the voluntary assisted dying bill. In the middle, in 2018, is the team photo after we passed the termination of pregnancy bill. These are difficult but very significant policy reforms that didn't come easily. In fact, it was quite humbling for me to realise that there were women who had spent literally decades of their life before me working on developing these policy reforms, and they celebrated with us at the same time, and it was a very rare privilege to be involved in actually helping achieve those things. Next slide, please. So I joke that this is the view from the top, not the actual top, but the deputy top, the second from the top. It's the view from my office, and I made this my Facebook profile photo in one of those girl boss moments that my friends all thought was really great. Next slide, please. Of course, my real boss got the last word, pointing out that he's in fact on Facebook. But I share that slide because I want to make an observation, and that is that I'm not the only Chief of Staff in the Palaszczuk government who's a Clayfield College old girl. There are in fact 2 of us out of the 18 Chiefs of Staff. Emily Taylor and Nee Brogan is also a Chief of Staff, and we have Senior Policy Advisor Frances Stewart, also a Clayfield old girl. I make that observation to say to the students here tonight that if it is something that you aspire to a life in public office or a life behind the scenes of those in public office, Clayfield College students have a pretty good strike rate, and so I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cohen, for your inspiring words. Please accept this gift as a token of our appreciation.
I'm delighted to announce the 2021 awards for students in Year 12, and I invite Mr. Barker, PMSA Chair, to present the prizes. Could we please hold our applause until the end of the year level? The Jan Munro Cup for Open Freestyle, Brittany Courtney. The Encouragement Prize for Strings, Emma Gilmore. Academic Captain's Prize and the RACI Certificate for Excellence in Chemistry, Maheli Basu. Boarding Captain's Prize, Shanteya Waradu. Community Service Captain's Prize, Lucy Newton. Captain's Prize, Lucinda Browning. House Captain's Prize, Emily Crook. House Captain's Prize, Tiani Griffith. House Captain's Prize and the RACI Certificate for Excellence in Chemistry, Claire Lord. House Captain's Prize and the RACI Certificate for Excellence in Chemistry, Jenna McKay. House Captain's Prize, Charlie Millard. House Captain's Prize, Jessica Povey. House Captain's Prize, Amy Robinson. House Captain's Prize, Georgia Van Boven. Sport Captain's Prize, Grace O'Brien. Boarding Captain's Prize and the McCullough Prize for Academic Resilience, Janelle Ford. Community Service Captain's Prize, the Joan Earnshaw Prize for Work, Sport and Leadership, Claudia Browning. House Captain's Prize, the Clayfield College 1980 Winter Fixture Perpetual Shield for Netball, the Clayfield College Softball Trophy, and the McInnes-Wilson Sport Encouragement Prize, Chloe Prideaux. The ACU Business School Prize for Business, Caitlin Turner. The Chinese Prize, Lucy Wang. The English as an Additional Language Prize, Jessica Huang. The Essential Mathematics Prize, Stephanie Garnsey. The McInnes-Wilson Prize for Legal Studies, Alexandra McDonnell. The Jolliffe Family Gymnastic Trophy, the RACI Certificate for Excellence in Chemistry, the Reg Bellingham Memorial Prize for Accounting, Lucy Maguire Crowley. Chapel Captain's Prize, the Presbyterian Church Moderator's Prize for ISCF, the Confucius Prize for Non-Native Chinese, and the Claire Clark Memorial Prize for Drama, Kimberly MacDonald. Chapel Captain's Prize, the Clayfield College Winter Fixture Shield for Volleyball, the Uniting Church Moderators Award, and the Michael Foster Memorial Prize, Haley Aupie. Sport Captain's Prize, the Thatcher Trophy for Open Tennis Singles, the Margaret Thatcher Cup for Open Tennis Doubles, the Clayfield College Touch Trophy, the Sports Excellence Award, and the Ampol All-Rounder Prize, Rhiannon Hasty. The Westpac Bank Prize for Ancient History and the Christian Education Prize, Michaela Pye. The Essential English Prize and the Hamilton Ward Prize for Vocational Studies, Mercedes Scott. The Physical Education Prize and the Visual Art Prize, Haley Magruder. House Captain's Prize, the Reverend Samuel George Monroe Memorial Prize, the RACI Certificate for Excellence in Chemistry, and the Tim Nichols Prize for Geography, Ashley Pine. The Irish Family Prize, the RACI Certificate for Excellence in Chemistry, the Margaret Ann Kerrison Memorial Prize for Class Music, and an Academic Excellence Prize, Ella Craddock. The RACI Certificate for Excellence in Chemistry, the Bill Ellison Prize for English, the Margaret Wilson Prize for Modern History, and an Academic Excellence Prize, Olivia Rodman. The Nancy Young Prize for Music Captain, the Judy Johnson Senior Music Prize, the General Mathematics Prize, the Schult Family Prize for Music Extension, and an Academic Excellence Prize, Sophia Buchanan. House Captain's Prize, the Debating Trophy, the Wilson QC Brash QC Prize, the ADF Future Innovators Award, the RACI Certificate for Excellence in Chemistry, the Spanish Prize, and an Academic Excellence Prize, Jacinta Fitzgerald. The PMSA College Captain's Prize, the Gilmore Family Prize, the Digital Solutions Prize, the Economics Prize, and an Academic Excellence Prize, Ella Somariba. The PMSA College Captain's Prize, the Longtan Award for Leadership and Teamwork, the Psychology Prize, the Nancy Ashburn Prix d'Honneur for the Year 12 student who best exemplifies the spirit and values of Clayfield College through scholarship, leadership, exemplary conduct, involvement in many aspects of school life and service to others. She truly lets her light shine, Claudia Sutherland. The Isabel Maslin Memoriam Prize for Music Captain, the Biology Prize, the RACI Certificate for Excellence in Chemistry, the Jennifer Anderson Memorial Prize for Chemistry, the Fuji Xerox Prize for Mathematical Methods, the Specialist Mathematics Prize, and Academic Excellence Prize, and the City Smart Prize for the most academically successful international student, Winnie Ma. Academic Captain's Prize, the RACI Certificate for Excellence in Chemistry, the Japanese Prize, the Specialist Mathematics Prize, the Physics Prize, an Academic Excellence Prize, and the Dux of the College, Cara Siren.
I notice that the grand piano is too far away for me to follow up on the previous principal's rendition. And I would like to acknowledge and thank Dr. Cousins for the privilege tonight to be part of this ceremony. At Clayfield College, we live by our motto, let your light shine. We maintain the light by creating an inclusive community and progressive educational environment where we prepare and educate each of our students to achieve his or her personal best. The significance of our motto is found in Matthew 5, verse 16. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. It is a wonderful motto, and tonight we have truly seen so many let their light shine.
As the primary years end for our Year 6 students, I would like to take this opportunity to thank them for their leadership of the primary school and wish them well as they begin their secondary school journey in 2022. I am delighted to welcome the Year 6 students on stage to receive their Year 7 badge. Could I ask you to please reserve your applause until the end? Christina Anictomatis. Lola Burkett. Sophia Condon. Imogen Davies. Madison Fellows. Beatrice Gilbert. Abby Hinder. Tracy Isaacs-Gray in her absence. Dohi Lee. Phoebe Lockyer. Ava Luck. Mila Markovic. Sienna Magrutha. Tiana Miller. Eloise Patterson. Charisse Sham. Ria Suchak. Eloise Wallace. Sky Wilkins. Evie Williamson. And Matilda Woodhead. Let's congratulate these students. close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. Say it all sounds crazy. gives me great pleasure to introduce you to the student leaders for 2022. Volleyball captain, Alexandra Petrenko. Touch captain, Mia Anderson. Tennis captain, Cadence Thorne. Swimming captains, Cassidy Beeman, Tiana Kritzinger, Poppy Stephen. Softball captain, Jacqueline Buchanan. Netball captain, Ellie Maguire. Hockey captain, Georgia Waterson. Gymnastics captain, Layla Bacon. Football captain, Michaela Frericks. Cross-country captains, Layla Johnson and Chloe Wilkins. Cricket captain, Abby Harris. Badminton captain, Olivia Chan. Athletic captains, Ella Wilkins and Meg Olson. Symphonic Winds leader, Zoe Lau. Canzona leader, Connie Crowther. Community Service Executive, Lily Vincent. Debating leader, Nisha Kapoor. Ashburn House captains, Cassidy Beeman and Sierra Wong. Campbell House captains, Mia Anderson and Olivia Peirce. Gibson House captains, Vivian Au and Jennifer Lolbach. Henderson House captains, Emma Sanders and Cadence Thorne. Radcliffe House captains, Demi-Ann Klochak and Ella Wilkins. Youngman House captains, Grace Hinneberg and Ellie Maguire. Community Service captains, Yasmin Caves and Alina Kearns. Sports captains, Jacqueline Buchanan and Mackenzie Robbins. Music captains, Ava Gilbert and Isabella Robinson. Boarding captains, Isa Passy and Ella Jane Ravenscroft. Academic captains, Kaylin Barry and Nisha Kapoor. Chapel captains, Jessica Homer and Zoe Lau. And our college captains, Mia Felsman and Alice Gardner. Let us acknowledge and applaud our student leaders. We now come to the ceremony where we celebrate the symbolic handing of the leadership roles, which was first introduced by Miss Ida Kennedy, from our current leaders to the leaders of 2022.
We pass to you the stoles of office for chapel captains of Clayfield College. They are symbols to remind you of the high calling that is yours in exercising Christian leadership in the college community. They are also a reminder for all that our college is based upon and guided guided by the Christian faith.
We will wear these stoles with honor, and in all things and at all times seek to serve Jesus Christ in word and in deed. Through our leadership and daily living, we commit ourselves to proclaiming his saving grace.
This candle represents to us the light of God, our Creator, and the light of Jesus Christ, our Saviour and friend. The light has been passed down through the years by the grace of God, through the family of our college, in loyalty and service, in caring and truth, through church and home. You have been chosen to lead the students of our college for the coming year. Exemplifying the college motto, "Let your light shine," will you take this light and pass it on to future generations of our college? And will you accept the responsibility to keep the light of God shining brightly in our college family?
We will. Jesus said, "I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life." Jesus also said, "You are the light of the world. Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." With Christ as our hope and sustainer, we will lead with commitment, confidence, courage, and compassion.
We will now join in singing the college hymn. We ask that old collegians and current staff and students stand for the first verse. The rest of the audience is invited to join them for the remaining 3 verses.
Thank
At the end of this event, we would like to ask parents to collect their daughters in year 6, 7, 8 and 9 from the doors where they were dropped off. Students in years 10, 11 and 12 will remain in the main foyer, and a reminder that all musicians need to be collected from the stage door. May we dream a million dreams and carry those dreams forward, and may God of peace be in us, the kindness of God flow through us, and the love of God inspire all that we do. And may the blessing of Almighty God, the Father, the Son and the Holy Spirit be upon us now and always. Amen. Would you please be seated as we welcome our Year 12s to the stage.
We congratulate our seniors who will be graduating this week: Hayley Alpi, Mahili Basu, Claudia Browning, Lucinda Browning, Sophia Buchanan, Sarah Burrows, Chloe Charles, Ava Rose Coates, Annabelle Cole, Brittany Courtney, Ella Craddock, Emily Crook, Amadeus, Summer Davies, Nicole Douglas, Bridget Duncan, Jacinta Fitzgerald, Katie Forrester, Janelle Fuo, Stephanie Garnsey, Kayla Gaskin-Harris, Emma Gilmore, Annabelle Ganninan, Tiani Griffith, Rhiannon Hasty, Soph Hawkins, Jessica Wang, Mia Jones, Sarah Jones, Nicola Lane, Emily Liang, Lucy Long, Claire Lord, Winnie Ma, Natalie McCarr, Alex McDonnell, Lucy Maguire Crowley, Jenna McCarr, Kimberly McDonald, Hayley McGruther, Nina MacGyver, Brianne McKenzie, Callie McManus, Charlie Millard, Lucy Newton, Grace O'Brien, Mia O'Farrell, Jessica Povey, Chloe Prideaux, Michaela Pye, Ashley Pine, Amy Robinson, Olivia Rodman, Mercedes Scott, Maddie Shoebridge, Cara Siren, Ella Somariba, Claudia Sutherland, Jeslina Toe, Caitlin Turner, Georgia Van Boven, Lucy Wang, Shantia Waradu, Tabith Wong.